So you have stay over responsibility.
Okay, this is insane. We thought we were done. We thought we were done, and then suddenly Courtney comes back in court. Check this out. This is right now. This is right now. Courtney is back in court. We don't know why. Right? Did we miss it? Did we think we had the hearing and it didn't happen? This is crazy. This is absolutely insane. I can't even find my own live stream to get your chat pulled up here. There it is. I believe this is happening live. I believe this is happening right now as we speak. That Courtney Cleany is back in the courtroom. The judge is still doing other court work there. She has two of her attorneys there talking to her. You can see she's wearing pink handcuffs. Do you see this? She has pink handcuffs on. Oh. What has previously happened? This was supposed to be an Arthur hearing this morning, and the judge was just flying through cases. So fast, though, that we thought she was done. We thought Courtney Cleany had her moment in court where we assumed that her bail had been denied, that she would be staying in jail. She's crying now. She's got a tissue. She has her pink handcuffs on. Her attorneys are talking to her. We don't know where we're at. So we're trying to figure out. The audio you're hearing is from the courtroom right now. There's other things happening in the courtroom right this very moment.
The state is not aware of that.
So this is just bizarre. It's a hearing on a judge's decision. Right, the judge said this was supposed to be an Arthur hearing, Rick. This was supposed to be an Arthur hearing where it was determining whether or not she would get bond. And that's an issue because she, as an Onlyfans model, made millions of dollars. I think $1.8 million last year alone. And still had a lot of that in cash. She had that asset. She hadn't spent it all. So she's like, I want to get out on bond so I'm not sitting in jail waiting for trial to start. And so she asks for that, obviously, and the state says no, we don't want to let her out. So I've got my lunch here. I just heated up my lunch, and this happened, so I had to go live again. I might have to eat on stream for the first time ever. But do you think she'll get bond? Well, I don't know. Why is she crying? What did I miss? She obviously came back in the courtroom. She was here earlier this morning as the judge was flying through stuff. Then she left. They brought in another inmate. And he sat there in that same chair. Then he left, and now she's back. So the question is, what in the world is happening?
After review of your arrest affidavit, there's a factual basis for the injury that. There's a factual basis for the injury typically in all of your cases.
Roast potatoes for lunch today, by the way. Highly recommend it. And a little bit of leftover ribeye steak. Or, sorry, not ribeye, prime rib. Can anybody read lips? We need to know what's being said here.
The record did file with the court the state's notice of intention to seek enhanced penalty pursuant to Florida statute section 75.084, designating Ms. Melissa Castro as a habitual offender. The cases that the state
Little Miss, welcome back.
F224990B as in Bravo and F2297.
Leftover pork chimichanga sounds delicious. Any leftovers are good. I'm a big fan of leftovers.
This defendant was convicted of 1 count of possession of cocaine and 1 count of possession of drug paraphernalia, misdemeanor, sentenced to CTS, 3 days.
So court proceedings are just going on in the background, or actually in the foreground here. She's tucked off in one corner of the courtroom. And getting emotional over something. What's the tattoo on the back of her neck? What does that say? Does anybody see that? Let's zoom in here. Well, I'm going to zoom in. You can't. It won't work for you. But
11/18/19, she was sentenced to 366 days in state prison.
Ms. Castro, were you able to hear those cases the state was listing?
It's like a serial number or something.
Because
I can repeat them. In F219127, there was 1 count of possession of cocaine and 1 count of possession of drug paraphernalia.
The audio you're hearing is not for her trial. She's not facing drug paraphernalia charges.
And what the state is saying right now?
Greg, I didn't get any break. I really didn't. I've got my lunch in front of me here. Eating some more leftovers from the roast potatoes and prime rib. Her parents are there. The dad's the one with all the money. She sent him like $1 million after she had the knife incident with her boyfriend that ended in his death. But before she got arrested. So the parents are very supportive because they get a lot of money. Could be Onlyfans website on the back of her neck. That's unfortunate because she's now been banned for life, I think, from the website. I guess maybe if she's found not guilty, they might reconsider and let her back on. So now what? Did she just find out that she's going to have to stay in jail until her trial? It's like, do you want used tissues or new ones? No, that's a good lawyer. He just grabbed used tissues from her. She's not happy. She's shaking her head. She's frustrated with some outcome or what's going to happen here soon.
Judge, if she's disputing the cocaine case, I have another case I can rely on. That would be F18-20035.
She has stylish pink handcuffs on. Yes, she does. I guess they're women's handcuffs and men's handcuffs. So she has the women's version. Maybe she asked for the fashionable ones.
2019, she was also sentenced to 366 days in state prison.
Joellen has emergency. Everyone stop. Help Joellen find a remote. You can just look around your chairs, see if she left it at your place. That would be great.
Alright, so again, I am telling you that you're waiving your rights knowingly, voluntarily, and intelligently. That you have a judgment of my conflict prejudice to counsel you say you're satisfied. I am going to accept it guilty in all cases. Find you guilty.
Is that her dad? Who is that? I think that's her parents. I think that's her dad and her mom who are in the courtroom. There's definitely a lack of makeup present. I'm not a big fan of makeup, but you can tell when somebody has it and when they don't. And in some of the videos that she appeared talking to police, she clearly had makeup, and now does not. That's a fast zoom.
And then, if I could, just to clarify on the record, I gave the grand sum of these restitution. I'll break them down by case. In F21-20812,
Her eyebrows say very sad. I agree.
F21-212,
She's been crying a little bit. She's got a tissue in her hands. Her lawyer took the used tissues away. They are going to do something. Mom and Dad are here. They're waiting for something. They're not just sitting here waiting for her to get hauled off. He spent a lot of her money. I guess that's one way to not get it taken away, is to spend it. These are family members on the other side. As the photographer does a good, quick close-up focus. These are family members of the victim, I believe. Some of them.
That's fine.
Probably also some reporters there in the courtroom as well.
Not from the state.
Yes, Judge, as far as the cost of supervision, will Your Honor is Your Honor inclined to weigh in the cost of supervision?
He's got a cell phone ready to film, right? Ready to roll. Someone just fell over. This move the cameraman's doing, I know it makes you dizzy. That's actually a professional move. You zoom in as close as you can to the target with your zoom, and then you get your focus, then you zoom back out and make sure you have a really accurate focus on what you're watching.
Yes, Your Honor. Kathleen Held on behalf of the state of Florida.
Not sure how many more cases are going to be handled
Have to
before
be another court
Courtney's
for
comes up, but it should
matter,
be
but
here
he's
soon.
also a member of our team.
And good morning, Khalil Puna on behalf of the state of Florida.
Yes, good morning, Judge. Frank Ray, on behalf of Courtney Clenny.
Here we are.
Courtney Clenny,
This is it.
F22-14137.
And Sabrina Puglisi.
Judge Larry Hampton on behalf of the Southern family is present before the court.
The judge's nameplate fell down.
And Judge, Your Honor said order the state's motion for pretrial release. It's pretrial detention. Thank you.
Okay, so that confused me. She did say, no, we're not going to grant bond, but I'm going to give her pretrial release. But she spoke wrong.
I was stuck in federal court. I did have a brief moment to review Your Honor's order. I just wanted to point out, I think on page 4 of Your Honor's ruling, you indicated that the defendant had ample means to leave the jurisdiction. However, I think that was negated by bank records and the testimony of Mr. Clenny. The court indicated she had millions of dollars at her disposal and the ability to make money outside the jurisdiction, but the testimony was that her contract had been canceled, she's not working, and all those monies were used for attorney's fees, the home purchase, and she basically is bereft of any kind of funds.
She's
that would allow
broke.
her to survive outside of the jurisdiction.
She's not buying it. Judge is like,
And the issue, all
Not
those
gonna
cases
change my
that Your Honor
mind.
cited that she did not comport with orders of release for the Las Vegas misdemeanor, all these cases were dismissed. And we know, at least in this jurisdiction, it's commonplace that if an offender picks up a new charge, called no bond, and if that charge is no action or dismissed, generally there's a return to the previous bond conditions. We're just wanted to point out some of the issues that we're having. We'll consult together as co-counsel and decide where we go from here. But obviously, we, for the record, will object to Your Honor's ruling, and we'll see where we go from here.
The only thing I also wanted to point out was Your Honor stated that you didn't feel comfortable having her released on house arrest to her parents in Texas. There is a potential alternative that we did look into. There is an inpatient treatment program in Boca. It's called Karen Mental Health. We've spoken with the administrator there. It is a 10-bed, 60-day inpatient program. They often work with courts on release conditions. She could be released on home confinement there with electronic monitoring, ensuring that she stays in this jurisdiction nearby. She's monitored by the Miami-Dade Community Corrections Department on home confinement, and would, I think, hopefully alleviate some of the court's concerns. So I don't have the program here today to be able to speak to you, but I could arrange another date where we bring in the administrator to answer any questions or concerns the court has. But like I said, we did speak to them, and they did say they were willing to accept her into the program.
Judge, I don't believe it requires response. There are no conditions that will ensure her presence and the safety of the community, and we disagree with any release to any inpatient treatment.
I don't think that any form of house arrest is particularly in inpatient facility is going to alleviate my own concerns about her ability to leave the jurisdiction, whether it's millions or whether it's simply substantial funds that have not been liquidated. I do think that she's going to have to leave quickly. So I understand what your concerns are. You can absolutely feel free to file any subsequent filings that you can file with this kind of
Judge stuck by your order. I'm not changing it.
I believe
House
we have a
arrest.
sounding today.
sounding today, so obviously I don't think everybody is ready. So would you like me to just get these sounding copies?
I think that would be best, Your Honor, at least to give us a starting point.
All right, then are both sides announced as not ready?
The state is not ready, Judge.
Defense? Are you ready to file?
Judge, we're not.
off the sounding call calendar. You guys let me know what you'd like to do with it, but right now we'll just keep it in regular course.
2/6.
2/6.
So 2/6. February 6th is the next status hearing. That's what you heard there. She's given a 60-day wait, basically.
The next lawyer for the next account.
Judge, just on behalf of the Umberselli family, just wanted to thank the court for its consideration and the time that you've given both sides in this case. Thank you.
Thank you, Mike. We know that there's support on both sides. Okay, so thank you.
The judge noted there's support for both sides in the courtroom and thanked them.
Is there anything further from anybody concerning this not related to the 66? I'm going to go ahead and log off. Mr. George, yes.
So she's not getting out on bail. She will be in custody until trial, barring some change of something.
So it was F-17, they're all F-17 cases, they're 5 years old.
Yeah,
She's
there's
okay.
been a offer on the table, but there's been some outside things going on.
Very emotional. She clearly thought she was going to get out on bail.
If we have a resolution, I'll put it on before that.
Okay, all right,
Thank you. Thank you, Chris.
We're going to turn it down just a little bit. She clearly thought she was getting out on bail, and was quite emotional finding out that was not going to happen. The state has concerns about her fleeing the jurisdiction. There have been some prior instances of that with, I believe, Las Vegas, although the defense said those cases were ultimately dropped. But the judge said, no, I've still got concerns, and home confinement doesn't alleviate those concerns. She has the means and ability to leave. Even though the state, they came up with an argument saying, all this money you said she had, they don't have it anymore. She's broke, basically. She doesn't have the ability to make money. Her contract's been canceled with Onlyfans. And there she goes. We won't see her again for 60 days. So crazy. It was good to come back and catch that. We thought it would happen really quickly, with just like a rubber stamp type procedure this morning, but no, it was actually just delayed a tiny bit. And she's now, Courtney Cleany's going back into custody for the next 60 days. Well, both the state and the defense have said they're not ready to proceed. And the judge says, well, I'm not even going to set a trial date then. I'm going to take it off the calendar or just do a status hearing in 60 days. So in 60 days, we'll come back and see what's happening. But meanwhile, I'll give you a status update. Here's my lunch. I have not been able to eat it yet.
You believe
Sorry.
that I should
That's
allow
Judge
that
Doro,
question
and
to be
we're not going to listen to her quite right now. Good call, Judge, says Terry. Yeah, Holy Shrek's wife, Exella. Catlaw says, good, she's staying in. I think the judge made the right decision based on her ability, her demonstrated ability to make money, how much money they've been moving around in accounts very recently. Yeah, sure, she spent a lot of money buying a house, but that can be converted into cash pretty quickly. A house sale does not take forever to go through. She transferred a huge amount of money to her dad. I think close to $1 million or something is what I heard. Jojo, you're correct. Good morning, Tiffany Marie. We're back again. I leave for 2 minutes and everything, goes to where. True Celtic says the sound is horrid. The reason why it's horrid, Mutt, is because the cameraman is using what's called an onboard microphone on the camera. We're hearing what the camera can hear from its position. He doesn't have a wireless mic or a cabled mic running in, or even a connection into the court sound system. We anticipate that when this goes to trial, because they plan on being there longer, the news stations that are setting up the cameras will put a little more effort into it. They'll actually plug in, they'll set up, they'll invest some equipment, some hardware, some cabling into the matter, and we'll get much better audio during trial. That's my prediction than what we got right here. But yeah, that was crazy. She really thought she was getting out. She was pretty emotional when she saw the judge's order, and her lawyers told her, "Hey, the judge has ruled on this, and this is your home for the next foreseeable future." We don't know when this will go to trial. We know that cases can take years to go to trial, especially murder cases. We saw in this courtroom already this morning there were other trials where cases had been delayed or had not been brought to trial in 4 years. And you could see the judge was a little frustrated. It's like, hey, this has been 4 years. The state's still not ready. And that was a different case, but that is happening there. So that gives you an idea of the sort of delays that they're having. But Jojo says, "What's for lunch today?" Lunch is we've got some roast potatoes left over from a Christmas party, as well as some prime rib. So I'm doing leftovers for lunch. So my lunch today was very much like yesterday's breakfast. That's what I'm saying. Well, that was interesting. She totally thought she was getting out. She's shocked she did not get her way. Right. She did see her parents, though. Mom and Dad were there in the courtroom. It looked like just the two there supporting her on her side, and then quite a few family members on her boyfriend's side, or her deceased boyfriend's side. There have been some crazy motions in this case already. Her side, her defense has moved to try to restrict the amount of explicit material that's presented in trial. A lot of the video that she's in may be not safe for our live stream. Let's put it that way. Not safe for YouTube. Not something that the court is going to show. Law and Crime or Court TV. They're not going to show that either. And so it'll be interesting to see how this case proceeds, depending on what evidence is presented, because there's a lot of adult-oriented material that will be included in evidence, and she obviously wants to limit that as much as possible. But that looks like it's going to happen. We just don't know when now, as we just wait for both sides to prepare. The state's not ready, and defense is not ready either. So anyway, it does look good. It tastes good too. But now it's getting cold, Jojo. So we're gonna have to probably wrap here. Appreciate those who popped back in just for a last minute. You guys reached out on the burner phone. I started getting messages from you guys as almost right when I put my food in the microwave, saying, "Hey, she's back. She's back in court. It's not done yet." I watched live when the father was testifying. Classic enabler. Yeah, I think he's bought and paid for, as they say. But yeah, that's bizarre. All right, it's been good. Exella says, Recovery Addict, here an idea for future viewing while we wait for live feeds. Unsolved Cases feed on Court TV. Exella, we can do that, but in order for me to be legal, both on YouTube and in a legal, like a courtroom setting type definition, I have to be using what's called the fair use doctrine, because a lot of this material, even if it's a courtroom feed, is copyright by either the cameraman or the news station that's providing the feed. So for me to use that, I have to give commentary, I have to give analysis, I have to give reaction, and there's some other factors that come into play as well. And if it's just a unsolved cases feed that they haven't learned about, haven't got up to speed, I'm not providing different insights and analysis to, I might get a little too close to that fair use line and put myself in legal jeopardy. So it's possible we could do some of those, but it takes a little bit of work on my side to get prepped to do that, so that I can make sure I'm well within the fair use line. Tiffany, have a great day. Good to have you here. Hope everything's going well with your endeavors. We're super excited you're part of the crew here. All right. Now it's lunchtime, right? Now we can take a break. We can go back. I don't think we have anything else live. I haven't seen any police chase notices yet, but I'll keep my eye peeled, watching for those. So, thanks everybody. Give a hug to everybody you love. Smile at somebody, make their day a little bit better. And please stay safe until I go live next time. We'll see you here then.